talking with Pastor Gary at Tuesday night and talking to the men's group that I'm involved with, giving up my will to the Lord has been the most difficult thing in my life. I pretty much got away from, for the most part, judging people. I learned immediately, which was also, once that weight was lifted off my chest with Pastor Mark, but Pastor Gary also instructed me that the past is the past. And that's been one of the highlights is, I don't worry about what happened yesterday. That was yesterday. I can't control it. If there was anything I could change about yesterday, I'd bring my son back. And that isn't happening. And I will see him one day. And I've tried to explain to him at the cemetery very nicely that I just don't think it's my time. And it's because of Pastor Gary, it's because of the Tuesday night group, it's because of this church that I've been able to identify that it's just not my time. And his death has got to be meaningful. And that may be my position to be able to give testimony of what happened to our son. And in amongst all this, in addition, which was brought up on Tuesday nights, we have the death of our son. We have the addiction of our daughter. We have the relationship torn apart between she and her twin brother. My mom was diagnosed with dementia, last living grandparent, and we had to move her into an assisted living facility at Summerford up in Frederick. And even though I'm retired and have a decent retirement, I've been out of work because of the economy. Just one of those things, from what I've been told, is enough to tear a family apart. And Debbie and I have been blessed with 4 or 5 horrible, horrible tragedies. We used to comment when the kids were little, man, everything's so idyllic and everything's great. When's the roof going to fall in on top of us? Well, 3.5, almost 4 years ago, it fell up on top of us, and it fell hard. I can honestly say I wonder sometimes why I'm here, or why I haven't killed myself, or why I'm not an alcoholic. I was a binge drinker in college, but realized I wanted to be a police officer, so I had to stop doing that. Smoked dope a couple times, realized I had to stop doing that. But I go, and I'll try to have a drink, because I just feel like, you know what, I'm just going to get drunk, and maybe this is going to solve my problems. And I take 2 or 3 sips of whatever I've mixed, and it tastes horrible, and then I go to my comfort stuff, and that's a glass of milk and 15 Oreo cookies. And then 2 or 3 hours later, a couple peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, and a couple 3 hours after that, some Reese's peanut butter cups and another glass of milk. So, I think we all go to that comfort that makes us feel good. And what I've come to realize is that all the booze, all the heroin, all the drugs, all the food in the world are not going to be as comforting as the love of God and being able to have that appreciation and know that He's on my side. Now, the Tuesday night group, they meet at 7 o'clock every Tuesday night at Monocacy Valley in the sanctuary. It usually starts with whatever band is playing that night, and you'll be surprised, or you might not be surprised, that it's usually the bands that play on Sunday at church. It's some of their practice time, and they have just kind of folded right into the Tuesday night group. And a result of them being part of the group, they've had some of their members saved and realize that they have issues, because they just don't sing and then leave. A lot of them stay and they listen to what Pastor Gary has got to say. They listen to the 12 steps. They listen to the serenity prayer. They also listen to the testimony that's given by different people that come in. And then we go out for refreshment after that, get some good cakes and cookies and coffee, and then go divide into our groups. I specifically go to Jerry Bish's group, and it's more of the, I would say, adult guys that are usually family members that have wives and children, and we talk about a variety of things. Jerry brings up things kind of like on a Bible study. We have Ed Flynn, who was into music and will play a lot of different Christian music, and will decipher what the message is that's being sent out, or what really touched you in that particular music. And I kind of brought up that it would be nice to maybe go around the room if people were comfortable, and what's your issues? What are your hang-ups? Pastor Gary talks about hang-ups all the time. And everybody gets a chance. They don't have to talk if they don't want to, but most open up and will say some things. And you realize real quick that you're not the only son of a gun on the planet that's got this problem. And I've been there, and this is what I've done that I felt was a solution. And somebody may either agree or disagree, but we, mean what we say what we mean, but we don't say it mean. And the things we discuss about stay in the room. We meet in the night's room. And our group, unfortunately, everybody else is pretty much done at 8:30, and Debbie is outside the door with her feet tapping. It's 9 o'clock, and it's time to go home. We just feel it's so encouraging and so enriching that we don't want to go home because we're comfortable there, and we're truly trying to do the Lord's work by trying to help one another. Pastor Mark said it, and Pastor Gary has said it, though I feel horrible that I lost my only, well, not my only son, but my oldest son and my best friend to a tragedy. God gave his son up for everybody, and that means a lot.